Masaa ya vita ndio unapigiwa simu. Masaa ya vita ndio unapigiwa simu na mwanasiasa. Mosi, uko wapi? Niko kwa nyumba. Chukua pikipiki kuja mahali niko. Hiyo ni masaa ya vita. Na wewe unajua baadhi huyu mheshimiwa akiniita nibebe kitu juu obvious, kila mara akinipigia kitu yenye najua naendanga ni vita, nitoke kama nimejipanga. Mtoto wake huwezi ona, relative wake huwezi ona. Wewe ndio unatumika, wewe mwenye uko chini. Wakenya tutatumika mpaka lini? Wewe ni Mjaluo, wewe ni Mkikuyu, unaambia tu wewe ni Mjaluo, wewe ni Mkikuyu, wewe ni Mkisii, wewe ni Mkale. Hakuna kitu kama hiyo. Sisi wote ni Wakenya, na ukiambia ufanye kitu usifanye.
That is almost 1 hour. This gentleman always speaks from Jacaranda grounds and sometimes at Jivanji. He's one of the great supporters of Raila Amolo Odinga. From his speech, there are a few things that I've noted as far as the Kenyan politics are concerned. But before I take you through, ladies and gentlemen, if this is the first time you're watching my videos, please make sure that you subscribe, like, and comment, because that is the best support you can always give this channel. All these things that are said about politics, they give us one lesson or another. They inform us on what is happening, especially during the night or in the dark. Now, as you've heard from almost 1 hour, there are so many things you can learn from him. Number one in my list is the issue to do with the goonism that we have in the Kenyan politics. All these chaos that you see around, all these organizations where people come in, beat each other, maim each other, others even burn houses, destroy properties, all those things are organized by our politicians. You can see how that gentleman clearly puts it. He's called by a politician, goes to a place, they meet, then he's told to come armed, either with something that can be able to beat someone, maim another. And that usually happens in all other parts of this country. That's basically what has been happening. So the goonism, the chaos we see around are basically organized by politicians. That takes me back to the Matungu funeral that was organized. And then goons came and destroyed the tent, broke the chairs there. Then they left the family with a debt of about 1.5 million shillings. And that was very sad. That was very sad. Where Rashid Echesa and Nabulindo were involved, I mean. So in a nutshell, this is what usually happens in the Kenyan politics. All this goonism. Later on, after those people had broken chairs and other things that happened, other goons followed them up, blocked them on their way. They were gotten out of the motorbike, beaten, and the police actually passed by watching. And that basically happened because it is an organization that is there within the politicians. So in a nutshell, there's no way you could assume that all those people were there literally just clashed because it was just meant to clash because they are opponents. These were instructions from the politicians. Number two lesson I'm reading from this gentleman, it is that as we speak today, the youths are waking up. Some of you might think those ones who have been the universities, colleges, are the ones who are able to see that William Ruto is not a good leader. Or probably some other leaders are not doing us justice. But the fact remains that even those at the grassroots, at the ghetto areas who never gone to school even before, are starting to feel the impact of bad governance as we speak today. And that should greatly worry President William Ruto, because the number of people coming out to vote against him is increasing day by day. That should worry Raila Amolo Odinga, because even the diehards who echo his message on the grassroots are turning against him. So therefore, the youths are waking up against bad governance that we're experiencing as a country as we speak today. Therefore, it is ideal that all leaders across the country embrace the good governance, because when it comes to 2027, there's something else going to push people to vote. Another lesson here today I want to learn is that William Ruto is now getting warned. The warnings are all over. The writings are on the walls that in 2027 it's not going to be the same again. If it is going home, he is going home. Not because literally Kenya hates him. It's because of the type of governance that he gives Kenyans. When we remember William Ruto, when he came back into power, he brought the hustler narrative. Unfortunately now, the people crying most are the hustlers. People who literally earn very small things, actual peanuts to go to their homes and feed their families, are the ones feeling the pinch of President William Ruto. The most worrying thing is that William Ruto does not care at all whether these people are crying or not. So long as he's getting rich, his friends are getting richer, his politicians have 20 million plus to donate in churches, and so long as the churches are built, William Ruto is okay. And that's very dangerous. So therefore, as we speak today, William Ruto must get worried, because the warnings are all over. They are all over that he's going home. And the number of people supporting him are actually turning against him. Like, if you look at this gentleman, he has been a serious Raila's diehard. And now he's speaking against President William Ruto. The fact remains that William Ruto depends on Raila Amolo Odinga's backyard, his supporters. Now, in a scenario where Raila Amolo Odinga's diehards, supporters are turning against William Ruto, what is the message coming out of that place? That Raila Amolo Odinga is not the right person to depend on. At all. Is not the right person completely to depend on. To move to the next point, it's that Kenya is turning to be one. As I've mentioned before, in 2027, the reason as to why people are going to get to the ballot, it is one simple thing: change in the type of leadership we have in this country. As we speak today, some of you might think in 2027, we are likely to go to the tribal aspect, tribal politics that is going to control the voting patterns across the country. The fact remains that I saw a young man saying that William Ruto has unified the country, and I'm going to do a video on that everyone else is crying across the country. Even the Kalenjins themselves, they are crying. And that's the fact as we speak today, that people are crying across that the type of governance brought by William Ruto, it is not the one that Kenyans want. And therefore, the tribal leadership that people have been talking about, it's not going to be effective, despite we have characters that are going to vote for William Ruto based on tribe. But the fact remains that a significant amount of people are going to vote against President William Ruto, not because it's not from their tribe, because they want a change in the governance. And that's going to cut across in all parts of this republic. Another thing that I was able to learn from there is that many other leaders will go home. Many leaders will go home. As we speak today, Raila Amolo Odinga and William Ruto have combined forces, and they want to ensure that William Ruto has gotten the seat come 2027. Raila has come out in many occasions to explain on how the country is burning, and that his union with the President William Ruto is basically to keep the country together. How is the country burning as we speak today? When people are crying all over asking for good governance, where is the country burning? When people are saying no to this and that punitive politics and punitive taxes that Kenyans are receiving, how is the country burning with that? Someone could be talking of 24th June 2024. William Ruto had only one thing: to abolish the finance bill 2024, completely to dismiss it. Secondly, to adhere to the conditions that Kenyans want, that can bring better governance. But he did not take that serious, and he did whatever he has been doing before. So therefore, the fact remains, the lies of Raila Amolo Odinga are not anymore accepted by the people of Kenya. That's why he was chased away from Kisii region, because people are taking him now to be selfish. He comes with a narrative that is speaking as a statesperson, but deep inside his heart is just simply benefiting himself, because he has been with William Ruto for now and almost a year, actually a year plus. What has changed in William Ruto's governance except Raila Amolo Odinga getting benefits? That's why I'm saying that those leaders behind Raila Amolo Odinga, supporting Raila Amolo Odinga and then to get into various seats, are going to go home, most of them, because Raila Amolo Odinga is not going to be relevant anymore in 2027. My name is Abel Mokua. I don't know what's your take. Let me see in the comment section what you think. See you next time for more videos.